CATIA V5, the following toolset from the operation will be heal. This is available over here underneath join. And let's take a look at the functionality. If I'm gonna check this, we're gonna see that the healing will heal surfaces by filling in small gaps between surfaces. If you recall from my previous video, join also has the possibility to fill in that, but the maximum distance over here, the maximum merging distance will be 0.1 millimeters. Now, for the healing operation, let's take a look. We have various splines over here that have been extruded, and there are some gaps between those. So if I will select the orange surface over here, and afterwards the second one over here, if I will hit preview, we're gonna see that the merging distance is currently set to 0.001. If I will increase this to 0.2, we're gonna see how those will be merged over here. And we see the additional geometry being added and will be linked all the way over here to the middle of that. And at the end, we're still not gonna have that additional geometry, because if you're gonna check the original mesh, we're gonna see that we don't have a gap over here on the back, but that gap will slightly increase as we're gonna go over here. We can also define what element we want to freeze. So for example, if I want to have those two join together, if I will just increase the merging distance to 0.2 in this case, we're going to see how the additional geometry will be added. If I will go over here within the freeze selection, I had the possibility to define the element that will be frozen over here. So this will be freeze. As we can see, that will not move, and additional geometry will move in order to fill that in. In this case, the curvature of this plan will be changed, for the one that will be modified, in order to maintain the location of this surface. We can also change the sharpness over here. This is with 0.5 degree. If I will go to 2 degree, we're going to see the curvature change. We can go all the way to 10. If I will try to increase the value further than 10, we're going to see that this will be out of range. So keep in mind that you should go with a value below 10 degrees over here. Let's see some additional elements. If I will try to measure the distance over here, we're going to see that this newly extruded face will be at 0.484 millimeters. Therefore, if I will go and have those two merge together, if I will add 0.4 over here, we're gonna see that they will not be connected. If I will add 0.49, so this will be a larger value than the distance, we see how those two will be merged together. So overall, we are using heal mainly to fill in some gaps on those. If you are working with some reverse engineering surface or with some other complex geometry design shapes and you have some gaps between your geometry, it is highly recommended to use heal, because join will only allow you to fill in 0.1 millimeters. But over here we can go with a larger distance for the merging. We see that even with a higher value, for example 10 millimeters, that will also be available. But in this case, since I increased that, my surface will have additional problems over here. As we can see, with a merging distance for point with 10, it will be linked like this. If I will go for tangency, it will still remain the same. But keep in mind that the values over here are quite small. If I will go, for example, for this sketch, we're going to see that the whole length of this sketch will only be 10 millimeters. And this is why the healing will act weird over here with a value of 10, because the merging distance is the same proportion as this length over here. So if I will just go with the intended value, for example, merging distance 1, that will act properly and we're going to have those merged. So these are the parameters. Within the freeze panel, you can add elements that you want to be fixed, so they will not be moved. And within the sharpness, you can control that curvature over here. So this is pretty much everything about heal. If you enjoy this kind of content regarding geometry shade design, consider to check my other videos, because I will start and make a video for each of those features over here. So I will position a similar video over here on the left side and a subscribe button to the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.